Was it a cold-blooded killing? Or did something just happen? That's what we're at right now. Because you know she's pregnant with your child.
This is 27-year-old Christopher Lee, the former Marine who murdered his 19-year-old pregnant lover, Erin Corwin.
Because you were with her and because you met with her and you told me, hey, no, I haven't seen her, we haven't had a relationship, we weren't meeting each other, whatever it was, are you afraid that we're going to think automatically that you had something to do with it?
No, I didn't take anyone with me.
In June 2014, Erin Corwin, the wife of another Marine at the 29 Palms base, was reported missing just days before her 20th birthday. Lee was having an affair with Erin, and she was carrying his child. A friend told police that Lee was afraid his wife would divorce him and keep him from his child if she discovered the pregnancy. On the day of the murder, Erin told Lee they were going on a hunting trip to celebrate her pregnancy. Instead, Lee strangled her from behind with a garrote made of rebar and a cord for at least 5 minutes, then pushed her headfirst down the mine shaft. His cell phone, data, tire tracks matched to his Jeep, and shoe prints placed him at the scene, contradicting his initial denials. In the end of this interrogation, you will find out his sentence.
13th-ish, around there.
So a couple weeks ago?
Yeah. I only drove it for like a week, and then the transfer case went out and I went back to the shop. I had terrible with that Jeep.
And had Erin ever been in your Jeep?
I don't think so. Because I only drove it like a week, because it was at the other shop for like almost a year, and then I got it back and I drove it around, and then we're getting a transmission rebuilt, and then it was at 3 weeks, and then I had it when my sister was here for about 3 days, and now it's back at the shop.
When you had it for those 3 days, so how long ago?
About a week, 2 weeks ago, the 13th, so 2-3 weeks ago. Yeah, because I had it for a while. We drove to Palm Springs, and then we were supposed to go to San Diego that morning, and me and my sister, I was going to take her off-roading, and we got off the side gate, like right over here by Utah Trail, and it just didn't just want to drive anymore. So we had to tow it to the shop, and it has Hector's transmission.
Okay. And your wife's Jeep, when was the last time it was washed, either detailed or outside, inside? When was the last time that Jeep was washed?
6 months ago, maybe. Like, it doesn't get washed very often. Like, there's like dirt in it from like when I got back to the appointment, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the inside's ever been cleaned. I've power washed the outside a couple of times after it went mudding. But yeah, as far as the inside goes, there's like that much dirt everywhere.
Even in the inside?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. And what about your other Jeep? When was the last time that was washed? Or?
It's never been washed.
Okay, it's never been washed. Okay. And do you guys have any other vehicles other than that?
No. We drove a rental car for a while that my sister rented when my Jeep went down, so we could actually go to San Diego and take her back to the airport. But that's it.
Okay. And you told me about the 22. That's a rifle?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you know what brand that 22 is?
It's a Marlin.
The Marlin?
Mm-hmm.
Just regular base model Marlin?
It's a Marlin 22 Winchester Magnum.
Okay. Does it have like a scope on it?
Yeah, it does. It has a I don't remember the scope name. It's nothing fancy. It's like a $70 scope. It's a 3x9. So it's a standard 22 scope. It's a nice little gun though.
Okay. So you have the 22 rifle, you have the 357
revolver.
What brand is that?
That's a Ruger.
Okay.
Ruger D200.
Okay. And what other type of firearms do you have?
I have a 325 Winchester short magnum rifle.
Okay. What kind of rifle is that?
I think it's
like a hunting rifle?
Yeah, it's a large caliber hunting rifle.
Okay.
I use it for long shooting.
Okay. So you have that long rifle, you have your 22, you have 357. Do you have any other guns?
I have a pellet gun. Actually, I have a pellet gun, and then I have a BB gun / pellet gun that I got off Buku for a real cheap.
Oh, okay.
And actually, I have another 22, but it's not up right now. It's missing part of the firing assembly, and the trigger's not quite right in it. I bought it as a parts gun. I'm trying to fix it up. It's an old Sears Roebuck 1950s.
Oh, cool. Okay. Do you have any other guns other than those?
No.
What about any other weapons that you own?
Yeah, I own a few knives.
What kind of knives do you have?
Lots. Really big knife person. Have.
Do you have to register that stuff, all your weapons with
Yeah,
military?
usually, like, they tell you you have to register knives, but mine come and go at such a frequent rate that I really don't, because all my rifles are registered, but not my knives. Yeah, so I have some throwing knives. I had a really nice combat knife that I took with me, but it got stolen or at the ranch 4 or 5 months ago. I was very sad about it.
What kind of knife was that?
It was like a really rugged Alaskan survival knife my buddy gave to me to take on deployment with me.
Someone stole it? I mean, how many people were out hanging out at that ranch?
So people, they spend community service hours out there to volunteer, like time like that, to get time off, whatever they have to do community service for, occasionally. And I had left it attached to one of the four-wheelers out there. I was just thinking to cut baling or the hay on them, and then someone just wandered off with it. It was there like overnight. It was like a $200 knife too.
Oh man, that sucks. Okay, so a couple knives. Any other weapons at all? Bows, you bow hunt?
I don't have. I have like it's like a little U-bow that I bought for my daughter.
Oh, okay.
I have a blowgun.
A blowgun?
I have part of a bow. My bow broke, but it's just the centerpiece. Broke a lot of it. I haven't got anyone yet.
And how long ago did you say that knife was stolen from the ranch? A couple months?
Like had like 4 or 5 months ago.
4 or 5 months ago.
It was a while ago. I have a machete. Yeah, that should be it. So I'm missing something. That's it.
Okay. And then, so talk about that. And then that phone, what type of phone is it? Is it it's not an iPhone?
No, it's a Galaxy S3.
Galaxy.
I'm just not a big fan of iPhones.
No.
Or Mac products in general.
Okay. Is that the only cell phone you have?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you had any other cell phones?
No.
In the time that you've known Erin or anybody else?
No.
Okay.
I mean, this is a new one, but it's the same phone, number, card, everything.
Oh, okay. That's a new phone. No, it's just so I can kind of keep it straight. That's a Samsung?
Yeah, it's a Galaxy S3.
Okay, so that one's a Samsung Galaxy. What is it, S3?
Yeah, S3. I'm like 2 miles behind.
Okay, that's your cell phone. What type of cell phone does your wife have?
Some old dinosaur flip phone. I'm not sure what kind it is.
Okay, but not a smartphone or anything like that. Okay, so there's that one. Is this the one that's like password protected with like?
It was. It's not anymore.
Do you have any passwords on there at all?
No.
Your wife was pretty upset when you had all those passwords, so that one has no password. She has a flip phone.
Yeah.
Do you know what kind of flip phone it is?
No, I don't.
If that one had a password, is it like the number one, or is it like the drawing thing?
It would have been a swipe. Because I don't have a password set up. But the one I was using was, I had the swipe at first, then I switched to the numbers.
What numbers did you use?
My last 42.
You last year social, or is that your
military?
Oh, there's that. That's a good shot earlier.
Yeah. They're huge in Alaska.
Oh, right.
I have small children.
That was your password that you would use, and then what was the swipe like? Did it have like a?
I honestly don't know, it's just whatever I can remember. I'm really bad with passwords, so all my passwords are the same.
Okay, so no password on that one. Flip phone, does she have a password on her flip phone? Okay, and then what about computers? You guys have computers at the house?
She has hers. Mine, the screen broke on my. Actually, when I got back, I stepped on the cord and we did a flippy, and my landed on the screen broke.
What kind of computer was that?
It's an Acer, I think. Hers is an Acer. I'm not sure what mine is. I haven't used it in forever. So.
Okay. Was it like a laptop?
Yeah, it was a laptop.
Acer, but it's broken?
No, hers is an Acer.
Okay.
Hers works.
And that's a laptop?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure what mine was.
Is that the computer that she plugged in your memory card or whatever it was, or SIM card? Is there a password on that one?
Yes.
What's the password on that?
It's
What does that mean?
It's amazing.
Oh,
The joke between her and her friend, I think these two make.
Amazing. Do you have a profile on that?
No, it's just one on there.
You just use that one?
Mhm.
And you said you don't have Facebook?
No.
Okay. Any other, so let's talk about, do you know what kind of phone Erin
No. It was it kind of looked like a BlackBerry, but I don't think it was.
had? Okay.
I'm not sure what kind it was though. I know she had an older one and it stopped working.
What kind of was her older one?
I don't know. But it stopped working and then she got a new one. And
What kind of phone was that?
but they were both smartphones or smartish phones, kind of like BlackBerry.
Mm-hmm.
Like not new gen smartphones, but not quite flip phones.
So like what, did it slide, did it flip?
It was just like this, but I think it had buttons on it, like actual buttons.
Like a BlackBerry type?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I'm not 100% sure.
And your phone number is? And your wife's? Okay, and then Erin's BlackBerry, what was her phone number?
I don't know. I don't have it.
You don't have it? Is it in your phone still?
After I found out, I deleted it. So,
Okay. So you unknown on that one. Any other electronics at the house?
mine?
Yeah.
Has an iPad.
Okay. Is there a password on that
I
thing?
don't think so. I don't use it that often. I think it just swipes.
That's why
Yeah.
just unlock
Just
it.
like yeah.
Okay. Any other electronics?
And then she has an iPod, but I don't think it has like internet access.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just.
Okay.
Did you get my computer on there?
Uh,
It doesn't really work. So
which one was that one?
It's I don't remember what kind it is. It's just a laptop.
Okay.
I had it.
Random laptop.
Yeah, on my second appointment, and then when I got back, it was like on a table like this high, and I stepped on the power cord with it,
Okay.
and it smashed the screen. So
How long ago was that?
got back from the second appointment, so halfway through the year and a half, 2 years ago, or longer than that. So it's like been broken and just gathering it dust.
Okay. And, does Erin have any like weird habits or weird things that you saw that she did or said or anything like that?
What do you mean?
Like acted differently or did kind of things kind of out of the ordinary that you kind of thought were weird or strange about her that would help us?
Not really. I mean, she was like permanently attached to her phone, so
Okay.
I can't really think of anything like off the top of my head.
So she had her phone a lot.
Yeah.
What about you? I mean, you're pretty, you said you were pretty guarded with your phone.
Yeah, well, when I was talking to her, not so much anymore.
Okay. And
I used well, at the time, I used my phone a whole lot for work. Like, I was in charge of like 30 some dudes, and so, like, when something would happen to one of them, I'd have to find out.
okay. And when you took off Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
did you have your phone with you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but I put it in airplane mode. I sent it off service. Actually, it was right after I tried to send that message to her, so.
What time was that?
He texted me that he could have won at 8:16, and then I sent a message, you can meet me out here at 8:22. That's when it went through. I texted him, or attempted to text him when I got his message, because where it was, the signal was like in and out, and it said pending. So
Well, and why'd you put your phone on airplane mode?
Because it conserves the battery, because when it's out there, like, flights have fine signal, and so when I'm walking around, it just drains the battery. And so I just wanted to make sure I had plenty of battery, because I needed it.
And how long did you put it on airplane mode for?
Until, looks like 15, 12, when I got out of the park.
Did you make any phone calls from, so that was at 8 o'clock?
8:22, because when that message, my last message went through.
Okay, did you make any phone calls from 8:22 till 15:30?
No, I couldn't, I had no service. Yeah. So when I got outside the park, I turned my phone back on to normal mode, and then I sent those text messages trying to get a hold of me.
Okay. Did you call your wife at all when you were in the park?
No, I didn't have any service until I got outside the park. Even driving down this road right here, there's not a lot of service, so I just left my phone on airplane mode, like not even thinking about it.
Okay. But you had your phone on you the whole time? Did anyone else have access to your phone?
No.
Okay. And you made zero either incoming or outcoming phone calls from what time to what time?
8:22 to 15:12.
And who was the last person that you talked to? What time was that at?
It was, I texted him, I said, I'm gonna lose service, tell him to call and put my phone in airplane mode to save battery at 8:05. And I said when she gets up, because she probably didn't wake yet. And he said, okay. And then I was passing through the mountains, and I got his message that said I could have went at 8:16.
Well, okay, I'm sorry. So you're talking about going with, you also talk about going with, so lives downstairs, right? And how old?
22, I think he's about the same age as him. Not 100% sure.
Okay, and then who's, how do you know him?
I met him through a mutual friend a couple years back, and since he's from Alaska too, we just kind of bonded, and because like there's certain jokes that like people that weren't from Alaska they want to get. So we started hanging out, and me and him would go shooting sometimes, because he used to have a long range rifle too, and so we'd go out and we'd see who could shoot farther.
Okay.
But the reason I asked was because I was trying to get Skylar to go with me all week, because he has a truck and I want him to go off-roading with me too. But Saturday when I talked to him, he said he couldn't make it because he had just got shoulder surgery not too long ago. And so even just like driving casually in a car hurts his shoulder. So I asked him the night before while he was drinking with his friends, I told him that he has to come with me because it was going to be like our last trip, because me and Con were good friends. So it's going to be like our last trip ever, because we spent forever trying to get hunting licenses so we could go coyote hunting. And then we never actually got successful at it. Like the first couple of times we went out, we were like full camis, like ghillie suits, like just like 3 a.m. waiting. And then eventually it just turned into just like going out together, casual clothes, waiting for coyotes. And we never really got good at it.
How many times have you gone coyote hunting?
6 maybe. Maybe 3 or 4 times. A couple times. Not a lot, especially when I started getting really busy. I was going more when I was working at the rifle range on the base because I had a lot of free time, but my schedule was more relaxed. But then when I came back to the line company and they put me in charge of a squad and eventually put me in charge of a platoon, my schedule was just like packed. Like I had no time for myself.
And what time do you normally hunt coyote?
It started out, we'd go out like really early in the morning and like wait for dawn to break and try and find them, but then it just kind of turned into whatever time was convenient. Which, wasn't 3 in the morning.
And how many days, so you have how many more days? You have a week or you have a couple more days to move out?
I have to be out of my house on Wednesday.
On Wednesday?
Like Wednesday, like 10:30.
So, it looked like you still had a lot of stuff back and stuff like that. You were pretty much out pretty much all day, right? I mean, how did it feel about you hunting all day?
She wasn't worried about the packing thing because at that time, I was still trying to check out the team mode, trying to get them to move us because I wasn't real sure of the process that I had to do. But she was worried because I guess I was out too long. I didn't realize because I was like lost and trying to find my way back. But she was really upset, because I didn't have any service, so I couldn't get a hold of her. But she I guess when I got back, she was crying, and she has like emotionally aggravated asthma. So she was like having an asthma attack, and like I lay down with her, and when I got back, we took a nap for a while. And so we were sleeping for a good couple hours at least.
And you weren't even able to get through to like a voicemail or like let her know you were okay? Or...
No, I didn't try at all when I was out because like I was just focused on getting back.
Psychologically, this is deflection through sympathy. He uses her medical condition, emotionally aggravated asthma, as a shield. The phrase itself is unusual. Most people would say stress-induced. His clinical wording suggests he has rehearsed this explanation. By making his wife's distress at the center of the story, he avoids answering why he was unreachable. He also positions himself as the caring husband who lay down with her, a subtle bid for moral credit. But note the absence of any concern for the missing woman. This is a man who manages guilt by redirecting attention to a more controllable narrative, his own domestic life.
Okay. Did you make any of the phone calls when you were out?
No, I couldn't. I literally lacked the ability to because of the area we're in. Because the first time I went out with me and my buddy, my Joey, his friend up here, I had my phone, on the whole time. I got normal mode, and it killed it by the time it died before we got out of the park.
Okay. And I know I started asking you a little bit about, but he's a Marine, and where is he assigned to, or
He's same unit, 2-7.
Okay.
But him and my other buddy, they both have shoulder issues and both just recently had shoulder surgery. So they were like the people I was shooting with most of the time because they both owned or I'm not sure if Ben still has his rifle, but we would go long range shooting together.
Okay. And do you typically shoot a 22 at a coyote?
Yeah. Well, within a certain range, within like 50, 60 yards, because I can hit a clay pigeon with my 22 at about 100 yards when it's sighted in. And so that's an easy headshot on a coyote or hard shot, which is a fail load, but I haven't ever seen it while we're hunting. So,
Okay.
like me and Colin go out, we like wait a few hours, and eventually our coyote hunting trips, we just turn off roading trips.
Okay. And so, you know his last name?
Yes. Hey, I can text him if you want.
No, that's not a big deal necessarily. Yeah. But he's how old is he?
He's my age, 24.
Okay. Are you familiar with the area of Vita Vista and Ranch Road? I'm not really familiar with it, so I don't know. Do you know where that's at?
I think so.
Where is that on this map? Oh, there's that.
Because me shoot pelicans not too far from the side gate. There's like a little mountain back here that we go behind to shoot pelicans because, pelicans not loud and not hurt nobody, so.
Where's Vita Vista at? Do you know which street that is?
No, not off the top of my head.
Do you know where Ranch Road is?
I think it's near. It's because there's a couple streets that go down this way, so I think it's one of these. I'm not sure which one though, because there's like 3 or 4.
Okay. And have you, in any of your vehicles, been at Vita?
Yeah, I've been on all these roads because there's a road. It goes like this. Because if you drive down this way, like you leave the side gate and you can take like an immediate left and you drive down that way and there's like kind of like a rock, like a small rock hill. And that's where me and we shoot our pelicans to make sure they're sighted in. And then I've driven down this road, I think, or this road. There's a road back here that kind of makes a really nice racetrack. It comes like this. Something like that, and I like to, see how fast I can drive my Jeep on the corners and stuff like that. So most of the roads back over here I've been on. I'm pretty familiar with most of this area, but not so much farther up this way.
When was the last time you and? Okay, so that's in the area of Vita Vista and Ranch Road. You believe where this racetrack's at?
Yeah, I think so. I can show you guys. It's just I know it by sight, not by actually what it is.
When was the last time you and went down on this little racetrack? Or have you guys been down there?
Yeah, when we were over there, last week, I think, because we had a bunch of tires that we were putting in a hole on top of a mountain called Mordor. Well, that's what he calls it. It's just a big mountain back this way.
What were you doing with the tires?
We were going to have a fire. Because there was like a hole in the ground, so it wasn't like going to go anywhere. And we were just going to have a tire fire. It was like, kind of like a last, like, who getting out of here type deal.
Did you guys do a tire fire?
No.
Have you ever done a tire fire?
No.
Have you ever told anybody that you were having a tire fire other than?
Yeah, I've got planning with a couple people.
Who were you planning on a tire fire?
I told them that I needed to get some tires. I told them that I wanted to. Me and for a while outside our apartment, because when me and him talk, it's usually like in my carport area. But yeah.
Okay. So this little racetrack.
Well, it's not a racetrack. It's like a road. It's like somebody's road. It's just
The dirt?
yeah. It's all dirt. It's all dirt.
Okay. And you said you like to try to drive around and see how fast you can go?
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time you were on that little dirt track area?
What's today?
Today is Tuesday morning, but
It would have been Wednesday, Thursday, sometime last week. Because sometimes I go out in the morning while I'm waiting for Nicole to wake up and go drive around. Because that's just how I blow off steam, off-roading. Because what I really wanted to do when I first got down here is get into like off-road racing. But my Jeep, like kept falling through and things never got through it, never got finished. So I was driving Nicole's Jeep.
so you drove Jeep. And so the last time you were on this little oval area or whatever it is with
Last week sometime.
What day was that?
Late last week, it would have been Wednesday, Thursday, time.
Okay. Walk me through that morning or what you did that morning.
Normally I come out the side gate and then there's like the dirt parking lot right here where people park all the cars, and then there's the concrete road, and running parallel to the concrete road is a dirt road. And I'll turn onto that dirt road and I'll drive as fast as I can down that dirt road without crashing. And then I'll turn on one of these roads, I'm not sure which one it is. But they all kind of generally lead to the same point. There's one right here that leads kind of back into base. And then the racetrack's over here somewhere. But I'll, cut the brakes and like turn hard and gas it. So I turn a little bit and then come up on the racetrack and do that a couple times. And then usually if I have my cousin with me, I'll come back and I'll make sure it's sighted in, because for some reason it always comes out of sight.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's like a typical morning for me. I do that a couple of times a week, but my balance scope's been broken, so I've been keeping it with me.
Okay. Do that just over your finger?
Yeah, it actually just happened before I went to bed. I had a knife in my back pocket and the latch wasn't broken, so I had it open. And I went to grab it and just sliced my finger.
Oh, okay. You all good though?
Yeah, it's not serious.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Have you and Erin ever met in this dirt area?
No.
Does she know about this area?
Maybe. I mean, if she drives down that way, you can see them. They're just roads that come off it.
Would there be any reason why Erin went down there?
No, not that I know. I mean, it's not somewhere where you bring a car. Because the place most people meet up is in this dirt parking lot, because once you start getting back here, the sand gets really soft, and if you don't have four-wheel drive, you get stuck really easily.
Mm-hmm. And what type of car does she have?
A Corolla, a Toyota Corolla.
Okay.
It actually looks a lot like the white one that's in their carport now, but it was blue.
Okay. And when you're down there driving, when you've made your tracks or made your rounds, have you ever picked anybody up, whether it was from a vehicle or on foot?
Yeah, I've picked people up before and taken them to the gas station. I pick up hitchhikers all the time.
You pick up who?
Like people, hitchhikers, all the time. Actually gave a Korea vet a ride Sunday afternoon in the Joshua Tree.
From
No.
this dirt? Okay,
No,
so specifically from this dirt area?
Yeah, I picked up, there was a couple. I gave a ride. I don't remember when it was. But I guess they've been out here forever.
There's a couple?
No, yeah, there's a couple. Like a guy and a woman. and I gave him a ride from this area because I was coming back from over here somewhere, and I gave him a ride to the gas station over here.
On base?
No, it was by the subway right off base.
Okay. And what day was that you gave a ride to the couple?
I don't remember. It was actually a while ago. So.
Recently, have you picked anybody up in this area?
No.
And that's why I'm asking about her car, okay? Because we found her car.
How did you?
Yeah, it was parked in that dirt.
Okay.
Okay, so any reason why she would have been parked in that dirt?
No, not that I can think of. Maybe she was meeting up with somebody, but that'd be a really poor place to meet up with a car because the sand's so soft back there. Like how far back?
I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah, because like most of the roads are okay, but a lot of them get really soft, like because the sand drifts real soft onto them, and so I don't take anything that's not four-wheel drive off the pavement.
Okay. Chris, you gotta be honest with me. If you met her, if you talked to her, if something, if that happened, you gotta be honest with me here, because would there be any reason why we have some evidence linking you to that scene over here in the dirt near her car?
Not really. I mean, besides the fact that I'm over there, multiple times a week, and this is where I drive and I shoot my pellet gun.
How many times has her car been there?
I don't know. This would be the first time that I've done it being there.
And here's what concerns me. If you guys were meeting up, if you guys were hanging out, you don't want your wife to find out, you don't want the military to find out, because here's the deal. I don't work for the military, okay? I know you can be court-martialed and all that stuff. I don't care about that. I'm not worried about affairs. That's not what I'm worried about, okay? That's not my job, okay? Whatever that is, dude, you're getting out, that's something completely different. I don't care about that. I don't care if you had an affair. I don't care if you guys had sex. That's not what I'm worried about here, okay? That's not what I'm getting at. If you guys met here, okay, and there's some evidence that leads me to believe that you did meet here, okay? I need you to be honest with me, because again, I'm not for the military, okay? I'm not your wife. I'm not going to judge you. We're sitting here, it seems like, I'm trying to be real with you. It seems like you're trying to be real with me, but it feels like you're kind of holding back a little bit. And I need you to kind of open up and be honest with me, okay? Because if you met her there and something happened, dude, you're talking about going out in the mountains. You're talking about some other guy shooting. Dude, if she got hurt, if she got shot, if something happened to her in the mountains, I need to know about that. Her family needs to know about it. And that's what we're looking at right now. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
I do.
Okay. So, is there any reason why I would believe that you met her there?
No, there shouldn't be. I mean, can you tell me, what kind of evidence it is?
Chris, we're not going to go there, okay? The most important thing is that you're being honest with me.
And I understand.
I need you to be straightforward with me, okay? Because if something happened up here in the mountains, you guys went out, you have, enjoy your day, you were taking her out in the forest or the national parks or anything like that, kind of showing her some things, and something happened out here, this guy's shooting off rounds and hit her and you got scared, something like that happened, I need to know about that, okay? I need to know about that. I don't know if that's what happened. You need to kind of tell me, let me know if that's what happened. Can you kind of give me some type of insight to why you guys met up there on Saturday?
We didn't meet up.
Okay. Have you ever been out with her up in the mountains or in this area?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Do you know if she's been in this area?
I don't.
Because this is a scary situation up here. You're talking about a guy, you're a military trained guy. She's 19 years old. She's not trained. She doesn't know what's going on as far as that goes. And if something happened, did something happen up here?
No. Well, besides, I was alone, so everything that happened is what happened.
Okay. And you didn't meet her
No.
here at Valley Vista? What was the other? Okay. At the phone, your phone that you have, on this phone, you got service at 3 o'clock. Were you able to call your wife then?
When I got out of the mountains, yes,
Did you call your wife?
I did.
And she was still crying?
She was. She told me to get home because she was worried about me. It was a really short conversation because she was having a hard time breathing.
Okay. At that time, so when was the last time? So how many calls did you make after you got out of the?
I called to tell him, that he should have came because some renegade shot at me. And then
What time did you call?
right after I turned my phone back on, I think. What day was Saturday?
That was the.
Sunday was 29th.
Okay. We'll talk about that probably. Chris, we need to be honest here. Okay. You talk about evidence, right? You talk about you want to be straight up. I'm being straight up with you. We do have some evidence there. Okay, your tire tracks are there, as well as her tire tracks, and your tire tracks drove over hers, showing that you met her there, and your tire tracks drove over hers. Okay, so it shows that both vehicles were there at the same time.
Watch what happens to the subject's language. This is the classic speech pattern of a cornered liar. Short, fragmented sentences, grasping for any escape. But notice what he does not say. He does not ask for proof. He does not express surprise. He simply tries to shift the possibility. Psychologically, this moment reveals that he knows the evidence is real. His denials become mechanical, no longer convincing even to himself. The overlapping tire tracks are a physical metaphor for an inescapable connection he can no longer deny.
So I'm having a hard time explaining, let's figure out why both of your vehicles were there at the same time. Help me understand that.
They couldn't have been. Could her vehicle have been there and then left and then my tire tracks drove over them?
No, your tire tracks drove over hers.
And I don't know how that happened.
So here's the thing. She drove there Saturday morning. Yeah, she drove there in the morning. Your tire tracks drove over hers. You said the last time you drove over there was Thursday. She doesn't drive out there every day. Her car was still there. Your tracks drove over hers since Saturday.
Could have been a different vehicle because I wasn't out there Saturday.
It's your vehicle, Chris. You gotta be honest with me.
I'm being honest with you.
You gotta be honest with me. You have to give me something to explain. I have to go out here. I've been talking to you for hours. My supervisor hasn't. My supervisor knows things, the evidence at the scene. Okay? I have to have something. I have to walk out here and go tell my sergeant, okay, this is what explains. This is why his tire tracks are over his. And this is why it makes sense. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
Okay, so I need something. You gotta be honest here. You gotta really be honest here. Because I need to go out and tell my sergeant, hey, this is why. You gotta give me something.
I don't know why it would be like that.
Okay, my sergeant's texting, asking questions, and talking about this dirt. Okay, I'm gonna have to walk back out, take a break in a second, and I have to get him something. What can I tell him? Why are your Jeep tracks over her Corolla tracks?
I don't know. I'm sure I'm not the only one with those kind of tires. I mean, they're a pretty common brand. It could have been any other vehicle, but it wasn't mine. I wasn't out there Saturday. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. I mean, if she was lying to me, hooking with me, she very well could have been hooking with somebody else.
You understand we're very good at our jobs.
I understand that.
You understand that there's wear patterns, not a specific, even if me and you are wearing the same shoe, we wear our shoes differently. Tires are worn differently. Vehicles are driven differently over road surfaces, dirt surfaces, concrete, gravel surfaces, and they have different wear patterns. You understand that. You're a military guy, you understand that just like a footprint, there's toe digs and heel, drags and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's texting me right now. You gotta give me something. You gotta be honest here.
I really don't know what I want to tell you.
Tell me about some of her friends that you know.
The only friend she ever talked about was
Who's
she said it was her best friend back home.
what did she tell you about other than her being her best friend?
That she was in some kind of messed up relationship and that they talk all the time. That was pretty much it.
Did she tell you that she talked to about you?
No.
Do you know if she talked to you?
I don't.
What other friends?
That's the only one that I can think of off the top of my head that she talked about all the time.
What could she have told me?
She could have told you anything because whenever we were hanging out, she would tell her something and blow her up because she would just a lot of drama. And sometimes Erin didn't want to hear about it, so she'd tell her she was doing something else or whatever.
Tell her she was doing something else, like what?
Like tell her she was busy or she was driving, even though we weren't, just because she didn't want to talk to Jeff. Because Jeff was coming at her with what was going on in her life, or Jeff would call while we were hanging out, and she would give her some kind of excuse that she didn't want to talk right now.
Did Erin tell Jeff what was going on in her life?
I'm not sure. I wasn't really around. They texted. I wasn't around when they had conversations.
Okay. Give me a second. Alright guys, here's the deal, man. I've been doing this a long time. We've been doing this a long time, okay? We found our vehicle, okay? We found your tire tracks. I've been working lots of cases with tire tracks. I know you were out there, okay? You're not the only person we talked to, okay? She was reported missing on a Sunday morning. We've been working this nonstop since Sunday morning. There's multiple detectives out there at the scene. There's search and rescue. There's cadaver dogs. We're going to find out what happened to her. Okay, we're going to find out what happened to Erin. She's not okay. Something happened out there, and she's not okay. And we're not going to stop until the truth is out there. Okay, so here's what I need to understand from you. Okay? We've talked to Jesse. We've talked to other witnesses that know a lot about what's going on. It's not hidden from people. We know that you were going to meet her on Saturday. We know that. We know that you were going to go take her for a long drive and it was going to be a surprise. We know those things. Okay? We know that you met with her on Saturday morning. The day that she went missing. We know that. Okay? And we also know that you were one of the last people to see her alive. Because something happened out there. We know that something happened out there. You know that something happened out there. And we just need to understand what happened out there. We need to understand why it happened out there. And I don't believe you're a cold-blooded killer. Okay? You had some problems. You were dealing with it. You were trying to get yourself right. And I don't believe you're a cold-blooded killer because I deal with cold-blooded killers all the time. I deal with gangsters. I deal with people who go out there and just murder for no reason. Okay? No reason. They do drive-bys that have no remorse. Okay? I don't believe that you were a cold-blooded killer. But something happened out there. And I need to understand what happened. Because the truth is going to come out. We're going to find her. The truth is going to happen. We're going to be able to find out the truth when we find her. Okay? And we need to know that truth. That's what we're after here. So is this right? Are you a cold-blooded killer? Did something happen? Was there an accident? Did something just happen out there?
I didn't see her on Saturday.
Okay, we're past that. You gotta listen to me right now. We're past that part, and I understand you're saying that. But right now, this moment right now is the most important moment of your life. We can't change what happened in the past. Okay, we can change what happens to us right now in the present. Okay, we can choose our fate from right now. Okay, we can't go back and change the past. If something happened, whatever it is, we have to be honest. Okay? So I want to believe that you're not a cold-blooded killer. That you didn't plan this. You didn't plan her murder. And you were going to go out there and you were just going to kill her. Just be a cold-blooded killer, kill her, get rid of her, and then go on with your life. Is that what happened?
No.
Okay. So something happened out there. We know that something happened out there. And you have knowledge of what happened out there. Okay, so I need to understand what happened. Because that truth is going to... We're not going to stop. First, we're not going to stop. We're not going home. We've been working this for days at a time. Okay? There's lots and lots of people working on this case right now. It's a very important case that she has found. Okay? And we know something happened to her. We know something bad happened to her. Okay, we know that. And we know that you were meeting her on Saturday. We know that. We know that you met with her on Saturday. So this is why it's the most important moment of your life right now. This moment, basically I can hand you a shovel, okay? You're digging yourself a hole. There's a hole, okay? I'm going to hand you a shovel. You can either keep digging that hole, or you can prop that shovel on the side of the hole and climb your way out. And explain to me what happened. Because the truth is going to eventually come out. So here's your opportunity. Let me hand you that shovel, and let you tell me what happened out there. It could have been an accident. Something happened out there with that other shooter. Okay, I don't know. I'm just trying to find out the truth. I'm just a human. You're just a human. Okay, I'm trying to find out the truth. Something bad happened out there. Something bad happened after you met her. Whether it was there or whether it was in the wilderness. Okay, and I need to know what exactly happened. And this is what your opportunity to give you that truth. She has family. She has lots of family. And this is not going away. It's not going to just be a missing person case where we forget about it and everyone goes back to their own lives. Okay? And everyone forgets about her and everyone just goes back to work and just drives back and goes back to their normal jobs and their 8 to 5s. Okay? This case, we're not going to stop until we find out exactly what happened there. So here's your opportunity to be honest. Here's your opportunity to be truthful, because we've been doing this for a long time. Okay? I've been doing this for a long time. And you're not the typical person. How long have we been talking?
Well,
Long time. You're not the typical person that I deal with. You're not the typical person. You're not looking at me with those cold-blooded killer eyes. And I want to believe that you're not a cold-blooded killer, but I need to know what happened there. Did something happen out there? Was it an accident? Did something just happen and now you're afraid? You're afraid that maybe someone will blame you for it because of what happened in the past? Just because you were the last person with her doesn't mean that you're responsible for it. Is that what it is, that you're afraid? That you know if you admit that you met her, that someone's going to blame you? We know that no one saw you in the afternoon with her. We know that. Okay, that was bad info that whoever gave you. We know that. Okay? But are you afraid that if you say, yes, I met with her, I was in the dirt, we met, we hung out, I took her up to the wilderness, something happened, you're afraid that because you were with her and because you met with her and you told me, hey, no, I haven't seen her, we haven't had a relationship, we weren't meeting each other, whatever it was, are you afraid that we're going to think automatically that you had something to do with it?
no, I didn't take anyone with me when I went coaching.
Okay, what happened when you met her on Saturday morning?
I didn't get on Saturday morning.
We already know you did. Okay? So you need to understand. Again, I'm giving you the opportunity to tell the truth. Okay? We know you met with her. We know from friends. Okay? There's phones. There's phone records. There's that type of thing that to put people in places where we can look up the phone records and see where people were at. Okay? So we know that you met with her. I just want to know why you met with her and what happened when you met with her. Here's your opportunity to be truthful. And I know you want to be truthful. Chris, I know you want to be truthful because we've been talking. I know you want to come clean. I know you don't want your wife to find out. Okay? I know you're afraid of what your wife's going to think because you're your daughter. I understand that. I have small kids. There's nothing I wouldn't do in the world for my kids. Okay? And I already understand that you said that you're only alive because your daughter's here. Isn't that true?
Yeah.
That your daughter is the most important thing to you? Okay? I know that. I know you're afraid of what your wife's going to find out, and you're afraid you're going to lose your daughter. Okay? I understand that. I'm a father also. Like I said, my kids mean the world to me. Okay? I know how important your daughter is, and I know how important it is for you to get the truth out. And you need to think about it. Okay? Think about it. Be truthful with me. Be honest with me. I know you're afraid of your wife finding out. Okay? You already told her, hey, we're done. We're not seeing each other anymore. You still were seeing each other. You still were talking. Okay? You don't want your wife to find that out. You're afraid of what's going to happen if your wife finds that out. I know that. You don't want to lose your daughter. You don't want to move back to Alaska and lose your daughter and lose your wife. But really, it's about your daughter. Because you already admitted that if your daughter wasn't in the picture, it would be no problem. You could leave and go with somebody else. That was not the issue. Your daughter is what's important to you. And that's the difference in the cold-blooded killer. They don't care about anybody. They care about anybody. Nobody but themselves. I don't see that in you. I do not see that in you. You care about your daughter. You care about your family. You want to make it right. I see that in you. Okay? And that's in here. That's in there. You have morals. You went through some stuff. You went through it. Okay? And now you're afraid to tell me the truth. I know you met with her on Saturday. I need to know why. It's all right. You can tell me. You can tell me. Chris, you can tell me. I need to know why you met with her on Saturday. I can see it in your eyes, dude. You want to tell me the truth. You're not a cold-blooded murderer. Listen to me. You want to tell me the truth. You care about your daughter. You're afraid what people are going to think. You're afraid that people are going to think you're a bad guy, that you're a bad person. I don't think you're a bad person. And I know you want to tell me the truth, because I can see it in here, and I can see it in your eyes. I need you to tell me the truth. And I need you to tell me the truth right now.
And you would know if I was lying?
Chris, I need you to tell me the truth. I need to know why you met with her. There's no reason to lie to me right now. There's no reason to lie to me right now. Okay? We're past that. We're past the lies. Right now is the time for you to tell the truth. I need you to tell me the truth now. That's right, dude. You need to tell me the truth.
I didn't see her on Saturday. I just saw her vehicle. I was out that way when I was picking up more tires for a fire. And I drove past it to see if she was in there, but she wasn't. I didn't actually ever see her on Saturday. And I was worried that if I told you guys I saw her car because of my previous relationship with her, you would automatically assume I did something.
We're getting there. We're getting there. We're halfway there. This is not a game that we're playing. We're not playing this game of who can trick who and who can, you understand what I'm saying? This is a very serious issue. Okay, this is very serious. You were there. You met with her. We're not just talking about tire tracks here.
I never saw her on Saturday. I just saw her vehicle.
Okay. So you were there. You were there on Saturday. Tell me why you drove by there on Saturday.
I was picking up tires on the side of the road for a tire fire.
Where were those tires located at?
They were on the side of the road. Most of them was actually just tread from a blown out tire. I have more trucks out there off the side of the road, U-turning, picking up tire trucks.
Okay, tell me what you told her about the meeting.
I didn't tell her about a meeting.
What would Erin tell you about meeting you on Saturday?
I don't know.
How you guys doing? This is my sergeant. He knows who I am. I think you guys met.
How you doing? You all right? Okay. Chris, you know we've been working on this for a long time, right?
I did.
Okay.
He eliminates all middle ground and gives the subject only two identities: remorseless murderer or unlucky participant in an accident. This is deliberate psychological pressure. By making accident sound almost merciful, the detective invites the subject to confess to a lesser scenario. The binary works on his subconscious, pushing him toward the accident option even if he is not ready to admit it. This moment demonstrates how interrogators reshape moral calculus by narrowing perceived choices. The subject's silence after this statement is telling. He is calculating which version of himself he can live with.
I understand too. I've been working homicide for a long time. All right, I'm not here to play games with you. You're not going to see me lie to you. You're not going to see me try and tell you something that's not true. Okay, but I can tell you something happened out there. Something definitely happened. It's only a matter of, was it planned? Was it a cold-blooded killing? Or did something just happen? That's all it is. It's not going to go away, dude. It's really not. I wouldn't even, because you are who you are, I wouldn't even try to pretend, that, I wouldn't be upset in your situation or just, be overwhelmed with all the feelings that you've been going through. But I can tell you this, I've been doing this job long enough, and I'm very confident that something happened out there. Okay? Only question is, was this a cold-blooded killing, or did something just happen? That's the bottom line. Bottom line. I don't know what might have been going through your head when you found out she was pregnant, but I can only imagine if it were me, I'd have a hell of a lot to think about. There'd be a lot of emotions. There'd be a lot of stuff built up inside. And I'm telling you, man to man, any man facing that type of situation has a lot to worry about. Any man. I have a daughter. She's a little bit older than your daughter now, but at one point she was your daughter's age. And my wife and I split up. And that was the hardest time in my entire life, and I will never forget that. Never. I will never forget what that other woman put us through, to be honest with you. But you know what? I moved on with my life and I did what I had to do. Some people just do it differently. Sometimes things happen. I don't know why. I couldn't pretend I'm only human. But I can tell you right now, this is one of those situations where something happened. And you know that's true. It's just a matter of, was it a cold-blooded killing, or did something just happen? That's what we're at right now. That's exactly what we're at. The question is, which one is it?
I can't answer that question.
How come?
I never saw her on Saturday.
Okay. What time were you going to, what was he doing picking up tires? What time was that?
That was in the morning before I left. Said to go out. Not 100% sure the exact time.
Okay. Not sure the exact time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you're pretty sure you got this all figured out, right? I'm just trying to, if there was, and I'm sure Dan's probably already told you, dude, it's not going to stop. We're not going to stop. This case is going to go. And this is your opportunity to tell us what happened. This is it. And it comes down to, again, I've sat in front of many guys who just, okay, this is exactly what happened. This is exactly what happened. Only problem is there's so many different versions of your story that nobody can believe you, honestly. You know why, right? Because you've told so many different versions of this story. Doesn't mean you're guilty, but it means that you're upset about something inside I don't know what it is. I don't know. I couldn't pretend to be Chris because I don't live in your shoes. I haven't been what you've been through. You know, service to your country and all that stuff. I haven't been through that. You know, and that I respect you for 110%. Absolutely. I just wish I knew what it was that happened inside of you. You know, going out to the area where the mines are and all that stuff. I mean, you know, you're talking about that and some guy shooting at you. You know, that's obviously one of our questions that we had. Okay, if Chris isn't a bad dude, what happened out there? You know, I mean, honestly, we thought we're like, did she get shot by somebody else and he freaked out? What the hell's going on here? But something happened. You know, and I'm sure you've watched TV shows and all that kind of stuff. It's a little bit different. Things take a little bit of time. But, you know, DNA evidence is top notch these days. We do what's called layer DNA inside of vehicles now. I don't know if you've ever heard that. That's going to happen here in this case. We're going to be able to tell a time frame in different people's DNAs when they were in that vehicle, how fresh it is. Have experts tell us, you know, it was within this amount of time. It's not like the old days. It's certainly not like the TV shows, like we can just go plug something in and then have it that day, and I know you know that. Like I said, I'm not going to, but we're not going to stop. We're going to find Erin. Right now, the Marine Corps base is helping us. They're gathering as many soldiers as they possibly can to go out and start checking all these areas. We're going to find her. And here we are, you know, asking you what happened. We know for a fact that you were the last one to be with her. We know that. I would not sit here, like I said, I'm not going to bullshit you. I would not sit here and tell you that if I didn't know that for a fact. And I'm telling you, Chris, I know that for a fact. You were the last one to see Erin. Don't know the circumstances. We're hoping you tell us those circumstances, because you know sometimes some of that stuff makes sense. You know, 9 times out of 10, you tell the truth. It makes sense. We can work with the truth, but we can't fix a lie. We just can't. You know, and dude, I don't know what happened out there. You know what happened out there. Erin knows what happened out there. I know that for certain. And I just don't know, you know, if it was that bad. If you think that I haven't had people sit in front of me throughout my years of doing this job and explain how an accident had occurred and had it actually make sense, I don't know what else to tell you, but I've had many times like that. You know, many times. Accidents happen, I understand that. You know, it just depends on what degree. That's what it really depends on. And I think deep down inside, you want to do the right thing, and you want to tell me, and you want to explain it, but you're scared. I can't fix that. You know? But I can tell you, if it was just something that happened and it makes sense, and you're honest, I know accidents happen. I don't know. I can't tell you for sure 100% of the time how they happen, but I know they do. You know, The other thing, I want you to consider as a person is think about the future and what that brings for your family, for you, for Erin's family. Because I can tell you when we find her, we have no choice but to believe it's going to be a cold-blooded killing. Why? Because we had Chris telling us nothing ever happened. Well, we're going to know that's not the truth. I wish I could explain it better to you, but I can't. I've seen so many young people make these mistakes, and there's nothing I can do about it except tell you that sometimes things make sense as long as you tell the truth. When we do find Erin, I don't know if you know or not, but she went to the emergency room not too long ago. She may have told you about that, I'm not sure. But when we do find her, they did some embryonic tests on her because they didn't know what was going on with her. I think that's actually when they probably found out she was pregnant. I'm not for certain, but I think that's, and I'm only telling you this because that's, I'm only gathering all this information. When we find Erin, and I have that blood sample from that hospital, and I test it with your blood, and it comes back with your DNA, everything everybody's been telling us is going to be the truth. You're the only person that can see otherwise. And you know you are. You know you are. I would not say, and I'm not saying that I've already tested that and it's going to come back with your DNA. I'm not going to bullshit you, Chris. It's not going to happen like that. But I am telling you, it will be done. And the question is going to be, what do you have to say then? That's what the question is going to be. Does any of that make sense?
It does.
Because you know she was pregnant with your child.
She wasn't pregnant with my child.
Well, maybe you really don't know. I don't know. But that's what she's telling everybody. I'm not going to pretend like you do know for sure. I don't know if you do or not. But I can tell you that's what she was telling everybody. All the way up to the fact that she was going to meet you on Saturday and she was waiting for you. We actually had somebody speaking with her up until the time that you showed up. I mean, come on, Chris. I'm not trying to. I really am not. That's all I'm doing. I'm not sitting here trying to feed bullshit at you. I'm not trying to get you to say something that you don't want to say or whatever. I am just talking to you man to man right now. And I'm trying to explain to you what things show. You can say all day long, we just drove by and our car was there, but it's not true. It's just not. I don't know. I don't know if you guys got separated out there somewhere after you guys had left together. I don't know. But I do know you guys were together. I'm positive of that. And I wouldn't tell you that if I wasn't. Just like I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know exactly where Erin is. I'm not going to. I'm not. But I am going to tell you the truth, and that is, we're not going to stop until we find her. You see, when you're dealing with the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, we are the most professional group when it comes to, and experts when it comes to finding people in the desert. We're damn good. And I feel very confident about this one. And I've had a few where I said, I don't know. And we've gotten lucky, I guess you would call it. But this one, this isn't going to be luck. This is going to be tenacity. And you sit here right now with an opportunity to tell the truth about what happened. And that's all we ask. What happened? When you picked her up, what happened?
Never picked her up.
That is a very rehearsed statement. I wish I could believe it. I don't like working these cases. Dan doesn't like working these cases. We really don't. But, you know, it is what it is. I mean, so, just to confirm, she was not in your car at all on Saturday, correct?
No.
Okay, and you guys didn't go anywhere together?
No.
Okay. And you just drove by and you saw her car and you were looking for tires?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, all those messages she sent everybody are lies?
Yes.
Okay. And the fact that you guys, and by the way, you know what Snapchat is. I know you know what Snapchat is. And I hope you understand how that works. Snapchat doesn't really disappear. It disappears from your phone so your significant other can't find it. I work plenty of homicide cases, buddy. I'm going to find out every single message that was sent. Just another reason for you to be honest. You know, it's very evident that you guys use Snapchat. Let's just put it that way. Or software similar to. Everything that you've sent and that has disappeared on your screen is still inside your phone. You know. And unfortunately, you know, it's one of those things where if you honestly think that it didn't, you know, that it just disappeared or something, it didn't. And again, I'm not being, I'm letting you know that I do respect you as a person. I'm not trying to belittle you at all, but I am letting you know that I know that's what kind of software you guys are using to communicate with. And I'm going to find out what was said. And it's your opportunity to tell the truth. It's your opportunity to explain things. As the person that was with her. I don't know what was said. Again, I'm not going to pretend like I have Snapchat right now and I can tell you, oh, I got some really juicy stuff, because I don't. But I will. You know, and again, I know you've been going through a lot. It's pretty evident. But at the same time, that doesn't make us go away. That doesn't make the case go away. That doesn't make Erin go away. You know, today we have scheduled mine crews coming. We've done it before in Barstow. Don't know if that's where she's at. But they're going out there today. They all know how to do it. I have no idea how to do it. I wouldn't even try to learn how to do it. But they know how to do it. They're very skilled at it. They have all the equipment. Many, many crews. They know how to go hundreds and thousands of feet down. One mine, I think they were telling was 1,800 feet or something like that, that they're prepared to do. Again, don't know if that's where she's at. I'm just saying. We're going to be out there working it, man. We're not stopping. So if there's ever a time to be honest, right now is the time. So you still say she was not with you on Saturday?
Yes.
Where would she be? Where do you think she would have gone?
She could have met up with somebody. She could have wandered off.
Where do you think she wandered off at?
I have no idea.
I mean, just you knowing her, where do you think she would have gone?
Probably would have walked to the road and met up with somebody. Would be my best guess.
Except for shooting Christians don't go to the road. They go to your tire tracks. Can you think of anything else that'll help us solve this case?
No.
Nothing at all? Would she ever want to harm herself?
She talked about it briefly when we were first maintaining contact, but I haven't heard her say anything about it since.
How have you been feeling lately?
Same as I usually do.
How's that?
On a day-to-day basis. I haven't really made my mind yet.
Was a lot of your feelings, like your upsetness and stuff, does that come from being wartime, or is that all stuff prior to?
That's just a combination. I think it's just who I am.
You seen anybody before or anything like that?
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to, or?
Yeah.
Have you ever considered it?
I have.
What stopped you?
I don't know really. Really, well, a big part of it is like, I don't want anyone to tell me that I'm not mentally fit, you know, for any kind of reason.
Yeah, because then you feel like you kind of lost control, or, you know, like somebody's basically telling you how you are.
He would rather suffer in silence than risk being seen as broken. Psychologically, this is a portrait of hypervigilance against vulnerability. He is a man holding himself together by refusing to acknowledge cracks. But note the irony. His need for control has led him to a situation where he has lost control entirely. His stoicism, once a strength, now prevents him from seeking help or even admitting what he has done. This moment humanizes him, but also explains why he cannot confess. Confession would require admitting he is not mentally fit, and that is the one thing he cannot bear.
That makes sense. I think you're definitely mentally fit. I don't think that's the issue. I think, you know, obviously you just have a lot of shit out of your life. You know, like I said, I mean, I respect you for where you've been and what you've done. Because, you know, honestly, dude, not too many men can say that. And you know, both of us, I mean, I speak for both of us, respect you very much for that. And we thank you for that. Honestly. You know, and this country wouldn't be what it is without our soldiers, so we really do appreciate that. And Erin, how did Erin feel about soldiers?
I never asked her about it.
Do you think Erin's still alive?
I hope so.
Are all your weapons at your house?
No.
Where that?
My 22 is at the horse ranch because I'm using it to gun train my horse.
Oh, are you really?
Yes.
You use a 22 to shoot coyotes?
Yes.
Do people, don't they normally use like 30-30s and like 308s, that kind of stuff?
It depends. I mean, you can really use any kind of caliber. It depends where your shot placement is. I would have brought my other rifle, but I only have one round for it left, and ammo for it. You gotta drive to Rancho to buy it. It's really expensive.
Oh, to Bass Pro Shop down there? Or, yeah, crazy. Just out of curiosity, when we do find Erin, are we going to find bullet holes in her from you?
No.
And so nothing should match any of your weapons?
No.
And the ranch is, whose ranch is it?
It belongs to a lady named Isabel.
Does she have your gun?
It's at her house. I'm not sure if she knows it's there or not.
Where's it at her house?
Oh, I don't know. I asked my wife to put it away when I went to go meet the deputy sheriff.
That was a good idea. So Nicole put it away for you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's your daughter's name? You get along with her way off?
Yes.
That's good. It's important. So you were saying you could take us to show us where you were shooting?
Mm-hmm.
And that is off of, what is it called?
Gold Crown Road.
Gold Crown Road. Okay. How far is that from here?
It's quite a ways. It's past Adobe down 62. I don't know the exact distance.
Okay. You ever see, you don't have any idea what caliber the other person was shooting when they were shooting at you?
No. All I know is that it was a handgun because they used one hand.
Did you see what they looked like?
Yeah. They were too far away.
They looked like they were deliberately shooting at you?
It looked like they had come up from like a reloading position. I don't know if they were shooting at me, but they were shooting in my general direction. So I assumed it was at me and left.
And I know you guys already talked about that, but where was that at? Like, is
It's
it way back there? Or?
Yeah, it's quite a ways back there.
Is it? Are we going to find any of your shoe impressions by the mines back there?
Back where?
In the very back there where all the mines are?
Maybe like one of them that I stopped at.
What were you doing there?
I was just stopping to check it out.
Which one was that?
I don't know the name of it. It was like off the path that I was driving down.
What'd you see?
Nothing. I stopped real briefly. I was running out. I had no water. And so I went down to see if I could get to the bigger mine area, but I couldn't make it down, so I went back to my vehicle.
And so you were walking on foot. You left when somebody shot at you?
I parked my vehicle, and I was going up, and when I crossed the ridge line, that's when I saw them and waved at them, and then they shot, and then I went back to my vehicle.
Okay. So you waved and then they shot?
Yeah, well, because I was out of water, couldn't have any, so I said, hey, to see if they had any water, and they came up from what looked like a reload position, and then pointed the weapon in my direction and fired.
And about what time was that?
I honestly have no idea.
Had you already drank all your water?
I didn't bring any. I had water in my fridge, in my freezer that I had planned to bring, but I forgot to.
Okay. So no reason at all that you can think of that why she would message people saying that she's planning to meet with you on Saturday, and why she would talk to somebody on the phone Saturday morning and say, hey, he's coming right now. No reason she just lie about that?
Yeah, she very well could have overheard me talking to me and Scott, because where I usually make plans with contracts, their bedroom window is right above that. So if it was open at all, she easily could have heard what my plans were.
And so you think she set you up and then disappeared?
No, I just don't think she ever got over the fact that we had stopped seeing each other, and I think she was trying to maintain that appearance with her friends.
And when we run tests on the bedrooms and locations inside of her apartment, are we going to find any of your semen?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Okay. Want to make sure. So nothing like that?
No.
And my understanding is you're saying you've never had sex, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so she never got over the fact that you guys were going to break it up. And was she stalking you or something, or what was the?
I honestly don't know, because I don't know if it's her or John, but sometimes when I come home, I see their blinds move, but I just assume someone was in the kitchen cleaning. But I honestly don't know. And what she told everyone else, and what she told her friends, could have been two completely different things. Because when we were together and she was talking, she would tell her things to get off the phone, because now her had a lot of stuff going on.
So she would tell her stuff like, he's going to meet me on Saturday, I'm really excited, I think he's going to propose to me, and all this other stuff just to get her off the phone.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. That's really weird. I could see maybe, hey, I got to do the dishes, or hey, so this is going on, or whatever, I got to run real quick, but to give that big, long, elaborate story and just to get her off the phone, doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. But then again, I don't know her. So, just trying to make sense of everything, that's all. Try to put yourself in my shoes.
Mm-hmm.
What would you think if you were in my shoes? What would you have going on in your mind?
And I would think that, she was telling people things because that was actually what was happening. But she openly lied to people in her life. She lied to me. Pathological liar to liar. They're not going to care who they lie to.
What she lied to you about?
She told me that her husband was beating her and that she was afraid for her life. And the only reason she couldn't go home was he wouldn't let her.
How long ago was that?
That was about a month and a half ago when we were actually seeing each other.
So are we going to find any conversations between you and her on Snapchat?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. So if we do, what would be the reasoning for that? Is it possible somebody was using your phone or something to chat with her?
It could have been. I leave my phone by itself pretty often, in where I work, in my vehicle, at home.
Who do you think would do something like that?
I don't know who would do something like that.
Okay. And you had everything planned for Saturday, correct?
I was trying to make plans with him, but he was on and off because of his shoulder injury. And so Friday night he finally told me that he couldn't go. And so that's why I had to go Saturday morning. And I tried to get him to meet up with me, but I ran out of service.
So when we talked to him, he said, yeah, he's trying to get me to go and all that stuff.
He won't. Because I actually talked to him the night prior, and he wanted to, but I think it's because he was drinking. But when he woke up in the morning, he still had guests over. And I think he was afraid that if he were left, it would have angered his wife.
And just so I understand, where your tire impressions pull up by her vehicle, you just saw her vehicle and she didn't come anywhere near your car?
No.
Okay. So there should be no reason why her shoe impressions are going anywhere near your tire impressions?
No, unless it was a coincidence that I drove near them.
Well, I would like to think that, but the rear ones are covered with her shoe impressions, so it's going to be kind of hard to prove that, I'm just saying there's a lot there, man. It just doesn't make sense, And that's all we're trying to figure out. Again, it's not like you did anything wrong if you were with her that morning. I don't know what happened after that. But if you were with her that morning, it's not like you did whatever happened to her. And I'm pretty sure Dan probably already explained that to you. But the issue is, it just doesn't make sense that I've been working these scenes for so long, and our crime scene people have been working these scenes for so long, and we know exactly what it shows us. And you're basically telling us that the evidence is a lie, that it didn't happen. And how do you think that's possible?
I don't know.
I don't either. I mean, do you think it's possible?
I think it's possible.
So you think it's possible that her shoe impressions can be walking up to your car?
It could be possible.
How come you didn't tell us before that you drove her there?
Because I was afraid that, since I saw her vehicle, that you guys were automatically going to assume that I did something and that it was my fault that she was missing.
So you've been thinking about that. I don't blame you. It really worries you, huh?
That she's missing.
No, that we think we're going to have something to do with it.
It does.
I don't like it. You're only human. But again, it just goes back to us just trying to figure out what the hell happened. Like I said, sometimes things just happen. We don't know why. But we're certainly not going to make stuff up and try to point a finger at you if it's not true. We just don't do that. We only go with what the evidence tells us. And honestly, Chris, the evidence tells us that she did get into your vehicle. I just don't know why. Maybe that fear, you have more fear that we're going to think even more that you had something to do with it because she got in your vehicle. I don't know. I mean, perhaps. But that just doesn't make sense. Is that what it is? Are you afraid that because she got in your car that we're going to think you did something?
She didn't get into my vehicle.
Did she walk up to your car at all?
No, I didn't see her Saturday morning.
You ever heard of a polygraph test?
Mm-hmm.
You know what that is?
Yes.
What is it?
It's the lie detector.
Okay. You ever taken one before?
No.
Okay. If I were to ask you on a polygraph test, if you had anything to do or had any knowledge of anything to do with Erin's death, what would you say?
Said no.
What would the results be?
They'd be truthful.
How about we take one?
I'd rather not.
Okay.
Because I'm emotionally unstable right now, and I don't want to give off false readings.
That's fair. One other thing I wanted to ask you about, when we do analysis on your computers and your phones and all that stuff, are we going to see things like that being Google polygraph machines and what they do?
No.
Okay. Are we going to see anything about murder or anything like that?
Probably about a month and a half ago, I was having a conversation with one of the guys in the duty that it came up randomly, random marine talk, about the best way to dispose of the body.
And who was that?
I honestly don't remember. Identity is important in my mind.
And how long was that?
This is the last time I was on duty, so before I went on leave, probably just under a month ago.
What would you search on?
We were using Google on my phone and his phone, I think.
That their phone?
Yes.
Okay. And what were the results? What did you find out?
Pigs.
Pigs?
Mm-hmm.
What does it say pigs do?
They eat them.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of that. Holy crap. That's a new one. There aren't any pigs up on that ranch, right there?
No.
Okay, I'm just kidding. Pigs. they say anything else?
No, one of them said a fire, but then I got into this huge debate how it takes like a crematorium like 8 hours to dissolve or to completely dissolve a body.
Right.
Fires are really ineffective. The best answer the form gave was to eat them.
Eat the person?
Psychologically, this is not idle curiosity. Research shows that people who premeditate violent acts often search for disposal methods. The fact that he volunteers this information without being directly asked, the detective only mentioned analysis on your computers, suggests either a strange honesty or a need to normalize his own dark thoughts. His casual mention reveals profound emotional disconnection from the reality of what such acts would mean. This moment is the strongest evidence that his mind has rehearsed scenarios involving death, concealment, and erasure. Whether he acted on those thoughts remains for the evidence to decide.
Cannibalism? Why do you need the bones up?
You grind them up and then you just get rid of the dust.
What are you going to use to grind them up?
I don't know.
It doesn't make sense.
You could. And I've never really dealt with bone before.
Well, I mean, I see a lot of bone on you, obviously, and I can't see that happening. That's weird, because if you were to actually try to hammer it, there's just too many chunks. That's a trick, man. Was burial in the desert part of it?
No.
That I didn't see anyone there?
No. Well, someone said another way is to dig a vertical hole and then put the body in the vertical hole and then put like a dead animal on top of that and then bury that animal.
Yeah, but that's all we had. We always go below the animal.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of those, believe it or not. Usually when we put on the animal, we go below it. Sometimes I don't find anything. What does it say about mine shafts?
Didn't say anything about that.
We've had a lot of cases like that. Mine shaft ones. Out here in San Diego County. You do any searches on those ones?
No.
Yeah, shoot, man, we've had at least on 2 hands that I can count mine shaft cases. It's a pretty good idea. Problem is, it's been done so much.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So when you Googled that, you Googled how to dispose of a body?
Yeah, it was a conversation we had.
Can you think of any way that was there, that was present during that conversation?
No, not really. Because it didn't stick in my mind as important, so.
What started the conversation for you guys?
I think it's a baby joke.
Good Lord. Really? Who came up with that one?
No, those have been around since I came in nobody's.
The joke?
Yeah, I think it came like from like people making fun of like Vietnam War and like people saying that in Iraq there were puppies and babies, calling them baby killers. This kind of response from.
So what kind of jokes are they?
What's the difference between a Corvette and a pile of babies?
A what? A Corvette?
Yeah, and a pile of babies. What? Don't have a Corvette in my garage.
Oh, fuck.
What's the difference between a pile of babies and a pile of bowling balls? Or you can't lift a bowling balls with a pitchfork.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're pretty.
Is this a Marine thing? Is this what Marines do?
It's kind of dying out. You don't hear it as much anymore.
Jeez, man.
But it was just like Marines' way of like coping with like people like calling them baby killers and like saying that all Marines, throw puppies off cliffs because of that one incident in Iraq.
Oh yeah. We get the cops, same thing. One cop does something, everybody else is blamed for it, and everybody makes jokes about it. One cop goes to a donut shop, and here we are, how many years later? 200 years later, probably?
There's actually a pretty funny thread. Someone wanted to steal a donut truck and they went on a high-speed chase with it, so they get the cops to follow them.
That's a good one, dude. There's another one, too, where they say, the cop pulls a guy over and says, hey, your eyes are bloodshot water or whatever, and the driver responds to them about your eyes are glazed or So why have you been eating donuts or something like that? Freaking donut jokes, man. Crazy. Was there anything else you can help us with?
No, nothing I can think of.
And did you ever shoot your gun out there that day?
Mm-hmm.
How many times did you fire it?
4 or 5 maybe.
Okay. What were you firing at?
I was shooting at rocks to make sure my scope was on.
Gotcha. Okay. Make sure you have it lined up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same one that's at the ranch right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Would you mind us taking that gun and having it tested?
That's fine.
Okay. How about all your other ones?
Yeah, that's fine. As long as I get them back in the time.
Okay, I'll get it back to you. Absolutely. How about your car?
I need my vehicle. I can't give it up.
Okay. Well, the good thing is we've got a crime scene specialist out there right now. They're swapping it. So we'll hopefully get it back to you real quick here. Okay. What else?
Computers.
Yeah, we're going to do analysis on all those. And you understand why we have to do all this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't want you to think that I'm calling you a guilty man or anything like that, because I'm not. We just have to make sure we do due diligence here, make sure that we actually investigate this case to the fullest. That's all we're doing. So please don't take it personal. I mean, I know it's hard to say, but just try not to, okay? And understand that we're very approachable. If there's any questions or thoughts that you have, we'll be more than happy to answer them and speak with you. All right? I mean, it's fair to say we've treated you well. We're not going to treat you like a criminal or anything like that. So, and again, a lot of that comes from the respect that we have you just purely as a soldier as well. So, anything else you can think of?
Yeah, right now.
Okay. Well, if you want to show us the spot, can a regular car be out there, dude?
Yeah.
It's got to be a 4-wheel drive. Mm-hmm. Maybe we can borrow one of their Tahoes. Take it out there. Would you go with that?
I can't do it right now. I gotta finish checking out today.
Oh, at the base out there? Okay. Okay.
It's right here though, right? I mean, off the 62.
No, it's not right off. It's like a ways off the 62.
How long does it take off the 62?
30, 40 minutes at least.
It's 5:30. Sure.
Yeah, we'll go check it out. And, all right.
Hey, did you, after you got back on that Saturday, did you turn your phone off at all?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Did you make any phone calls from the time you got in the afternoon till
The next day?
The next day?
Like when I came out of the park? Yeah.
Yeah, you made a phone call to,
I called Connor and then I called my wife.
right, and then you didn't call anybody after that?
I can check, but I'm not sure.
You didn't?
Okay.
Pretty sure you didn't. Didn't call anybody for about 24 hours. When we do the phone analysis, it'll tell us if it was powered down or not. So, cool. Did you Google anything else we should know about?
I don't think so.
No. Did you Google anything about Erin after everything happened?
No.
Google anything about the news out here?
No.
Anything about pregnancies, anything like that?
No.
And so, when we do find Erin, you're saying that baby is not yours, right?
Yes.
Okay. Another thing we're going to do is we're going to take a buccal swab, which is just a swab on the inside of the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
That's for DNA testing, because the hospital has a DNA sample of the, I guess apparently they did something with the fetus that day when she was in the emergency room. I do not know what it was, but we're going to do a DNA test on that, just double check that. That usually takes a while. So, we'll do that. And then, we'll play it by ear and see how that goes. So, cool deal, man. Really appreciate your cooperation. I realize you're probably thinking about a lot of different stuff right now, so we really do appreciate it. And when are you leaving for Alaska?
We're supposed to start the drive the 7th.
Oh, you guys are driving, okay. Okay. Well, who knows, maybe we'll come up to Alaska and visit you, buddy. I'll give you an excuse to get out of the office for a couple of days, right? Yeah. I gotta fly though, I'm driving up there, dude, that's too long. Alright, cool. Right on, man. Anything else? Nothing? Okay. We'll get you back home. Alright. In fact, we'll just head over there right now, yeah. Anything else you can think of? No? Okay. When you say emotionally unstable, what does that mean to you?
It just means like, I don't know, like, I'm upset, I can't really think straight, my memory doesn't work that well anymore. So like, sometimes when I think something happened, it doesn't happen that way because I can't remember real well.
Okay.
That's why I can't remember a lot of dates or anything like that, times, people.
Okay, so, but it doesn't mean that you have problems controlling your emotions like crying, laughing, stuff like that.
It can, I usually don't
No, what?
cry or like really laugh that often.
Okay.
It just never seems necessary.
Okay. And you know, polygraphs aren't used against you in court too, right?
I know.
Okay. Just want to make sure you understood that. How'd you know that?
I'm just watching TV.
Man, that damn TV. Telling me. Gosh. Alright. Well, if you decide that you do want to take a polygraph test, please call us, let us know. We'll set it up for you. We have our own polygraphers that do it. They're very good at what they do. And false ratings are actually pretty rare with us because ours are experts in the field, so it's actually like the same level as the FBI uses. So we actually do all the same training.
Why don't they use it in court?
Because the court doesn't recognize something that measures the way that a polygraph measures. The courts don't recognize that. So we only use it as an investigative tool. And they're really good at saying, hey, you know, this person's, like you're saying, you know, in your case you say emotionally unstable. They look at it and they look at your baseline and how you are, and they say, hey, you know, he's baseline here, so they use that as your baseline. They don't use, you know, you relaxed and then all of a sudden go, oh, you know, look at that. No, they don't do it like that. But, you know, courts, I think someday they're going to be. It's just, they're just not, you know, and we use them as investigative tools. It helps us clear people a lot, you know, to kind of move along and do it that way. So, but, you know, some people are worried about not being cleared. I can understand that fear. So, we're not pushy guys though, dude. Not at all. Do you think we are?
No.
Okay. I appreciate that. Last thing I want to be known as is some pushy cop. Because I'm not. Neither is Dan. We want you to be able to run into us at state roads or whatever and say hi, shake our hand, and not freak out. You know, that's the main thing we worry about. So, alright, cool.
Hey Chris, can I just have you sign this one, just so shows that you wrote it, and not me? Or just put your name on it, it's fine.
Or just put your initials.
Initial, something that shows that you made it and not somebody else.
Can you put the date on there too?
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's July 1st, dude.
July 1st.
What are you doing for the 4th?
Packing.
You gotta do something with your baby girl, man.
Yeah. Today's 7.
Yeah, July 1st. Perfect. Thank you, Chris. You said you were wearing jeans on Saturday? A black hat?
Wasn't really wearing the hat that much.
Anything else?
White t-shirt.
Yeah, just,
What, well, there was a brand or something on
yeah,
it.
it had some blue in it. It might have been American.
Hey, dude, we need that phone there, buddy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna take a look at it, we'll get right back to you.
How long is that gonna take?
Well, like a day. If that.
I kind of need it for work though.
Yeah, unfortunately, what we did is we went on in and we gathered a search warrant on it, just to make sure to cover our bases. So what we'll do is, as soon as, in fact, I'll try to get it in there today and get it back to you. Okay? It won't take long. Once they plug it in and do the analysis on it, it should be,
Who has the search warrant?
we've got them at your house right now.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll give you copies of everything, promise. All that stuff. Like I said, we're not trying to be a burden to you. We're just trying to do our job. That's all we're trying to do. So we'll make sure you get copies of everything, and we will make sure you don't get, screwed out of all your stuff for any long periods of time or anything like that, because we don't want to do that to you either. Okay? You said it was possibly American.
Mm-hmm.
You're wearing your boots.
Yep.
Do you have any other shoes there?
Uh-huh.
How many pairs of shoes do you have?
5 or 6.
Does the black hat have any designs on it?
It's hat.
Christopher Lee was found guilty of first-degree murder by a San Bernardino County jury and subsequently sentenced on November 29, 2016, to life in prison without the possibility of parole for strangling his 19-year-old pregnant lover, Erin Corwin, before throwing her body down a 140-foot abandoned mine shaft near Joshua Tree National Park.